So today join me for a bit of a doll haul. I'll show you what's on the shelves here in the UK, and also I'm going to tell you why I feel a bit duped and gutted as a doll collector. So you're joining me today in a giant Smith's toy superstore, which is a short drive away from where I live. Now, I've come up in a panic, really. Not only am I birthday present shopping for my teenage son and taking the kids on a half-term treat shop, but I'm also checking what's on the shelves because having checked online, all of a sudden everything's gone out of stock. It seems that I have missed out on so many dolls. That there's Rainbow and Shadow High rammed in with Monster High. There are big gaps. Oh, this Ghoulia is so tempting, but I am not here today for Monster High for my personal shopping alongside the kids shopping. It's a panic shop for Rainbow and Shadow High. I've been waiting for prices to come down. They haven't really, apart from this one, which is down to $16.99. She is the only one left, and she has sort of paint chipped off her lips, so I decided against her. But there are some key dolls, especially from the fantastic fashion range of Rainbow High, that I've been waiting to reduce in price, only to have them all go out of stock. And oh, it's been such a shame. They have Jade and they have Sunny here, but they're still full price. They are still, I think it's $34.99 for those. You can see some of the OMGs are reduced down, but I cannot believe how tiny the OMG section is now. Are they ending OMG, guys? Are they? Because this used to take an entire aisle, and now there's just very few. Now I'm really tempted with her. She's a Smith's exclusive here in the UK, but she was over £20, and I just couldn't justify it on this trip where teenage birthday presents are going to be a big hit to my wallet. Now, this twins, I've not seen her before. Is she new? Or am I just completely out of the loop? Now, I know these nail girls are new, so they had those in. So there were some new things for me to look at. But again, I'm just really surprised with how squished together all the doll ranges are. I've not seen these before. That's like a little mini OMG hairstyling head, which I thought was super, super cute. Some more nail girls as well. So OMG has a few new things. Loads of the surprise eggs, which are Tilly's favourite. These OMGs with the two looks, I hadn't recognised those. I don't know as I've seen those before either, but I have kind of been out of the loop with dolls and doll stuff for a few months. Now look at this. This is my generation stuff. This is not in this aisle normally. Opposite Barbie, it just isn't. That normally has an entire aisle itself. It's just really strange in here today. I've kind of noticed it the last few times I've been up. So Barbie, she always has quite a fair bit of space. The film dolls are being reduced a little bit now, I notice. There are loads of play sets. This kind of always seems to be the same every time I come up. There's just a massive range of Barbaras to choose from. Lots of play sets again. Just loads of different things. I think having just opened my very first Draculaura, I didn't spend as long, I have to say, looking at the Barbies anymore because my heart got stolen in February by Monster High. But it was still nice to see what was on the shelves. And no Barbie extras, which is a shame. And some new mermaid dolls down here from the cheap Playline ones. So still loads of space for Barbie, but opposite our generation accessories, just really odd setup in here. saw that she was reduced, but I didn't like her face very much. And like I say, Monster High has kind of stolen my love. And look, all of our generation dolls are in this aisle. It's like they have given a third of the space to dolls now. I was really sad to see the Down syndrome Barbie, still lots of dolls left, so that was a bit of a shame as well. No end caps as well for dolls. All very, very odd. So back in the $1 aisle now, the Miraculous toys are there. Oh, now what is she? $11.99 for a Miraculous doll in a ball gown. I really like her. So she's completely new to me. Now, my daughter Tilly has some smaller dolls of the Miraculous dolls, and she absolutely loves them. So here I'm considering getting this for her birthday in March, or getting it for me, or buying two, one for her and one for me. And look, all new Trolls stuff. Oh my gosh. But look, none of this is selling either. It's all half price. Look how cheap this stuff is. So things just aren't moving off the shelves, it looks. So she goes in my basket to check with Tilly, who is somewhere off in store looking at things for herself. See, look, half price. Now, I was really tempted, but I've already got my Poppy doll, and I am trying to be good because February has been such a high buy month for dolls for me. But look at the hair on that one. I loved her. And I loved this one, look, with its own little mini toy as well. So I loved those too. So those were very tempting. Yeah, but all you can see, half price everywhere. They're obviously not selling. So, no, even the Disney dolls are in this aisle. It's just all very, very crammed in. That set made me smile. I love that set so much. I just thought that was so cute. Loads and loads of the Playline Disneys. So we seem to have all the cheap Playline dolls have still got their own space alongside Barbie. But I think if you're a doll collector, what used to be in an aisle and a half is now crammed into like half a side, which is really disconcerting. Like the surprise toys, Mega Ball Magic, the surprise balls and the tots, but look at Rainbow and Shadow High, there's hardly any space at all. So I'm still really considering that doll. You can see me thinking, the Littlest Pet Shop new release is in store. That's the first time I've seen that. And you can see like how limited things are. Sky Dancers, they seem to be back. There's only this Nana surprise doll, only one of those. So yeah, it just felt weird in here today. Right, let's go and find where Tilly is. There she is. She's reading all the books. Bless her, she absolutely loves to read. So I'm bringing Tilly the Miraculous doll to show her. Here I'm discussing, would you like that as a birthday present? Do you want Mom to share it with you? Do you want one all by yourself? Shall I buy two? If I buy one, do you want to share it? She wasn't sure. Tilly really likes to open all the surprise balls. She likes the surprise bags. She likes all those surprise elements. So the fact that you can actually see the doll in the packaging would turn her off. And those are a bit scary. Look at those for styling heads, aren't those just... Oh, didn't like those at all, I have to say. Right, going back, Tilly was on a mission to show me all of the blind bags, which are a very favourite thing in the whole world. So down the aisle of books and to all of these surprise packs, which Tilly just loves. I can't tell you how many of these we've bought over the years. And you can see, look, she can spot a blind bag a mile away, this girl can. So we end up buying one of those pocket popcorns because or is it puppy corn because it's blind. Look, they've started doing mini squashmallows, which I thought were really cute, and those are new as well, curly mells. So that was just a really quick snapshot of some of the shelves here in the UK. So that was at Smith's, which is probably our biggest toy store in England. We have Smith's and we have the Entertainer. I have two big Smith's superstores within about a 20-minute drive, both of them. There is a local Entertainer which is a lot smaller in the local shopping centre, but those tend to be the two go-to places, I think, for most UK doll collectors if you're buying new dolls in box and new releases. So I think the biggest takeaway from that trip to Smith's this week was how strange it felt. Now, I actually felt that the last few times I've been in. The first thing I noticed was the OMG range. That normally has half a side of an aisle to itself and beautiful display cabinets with kind of scenes set out. Over the last 6 months, that has reduced and reduced and reduced, and it feels like OMG is really coming to an end. It was wedged in there this time on just a tiny section of the shelves. Also, when Rainbow and Shadow High came out, when I first discovered them coming back into doll collecting, they had virtually a whole half of one side. It was Rainbow High and Shadow High and OMG, and that was one side of one of those huge aisles. Now both of those ranges are wedged in with our generation dolls, which normally was a double aisle in itself. It seems like we've gone from, say, 2.5 aisles of dolls and loads of end caps to no end caps and everything wedged into one aisle. I don't know whether there's going to be a restructure with hopefully new brands coming out when Shadow and Rainbow High relaunch their rainbow slime dolls, or whether these lines really are closing and coming to an end. Even Monster High dolls had very limited shelf space. Barbie and Disney dolls seemed to be the only ranges unaffected, both of those presenting really cheap playline options that I think most parents are prepared to spend that money on. So they're not affected. So I wonder whether the collector's market of the slightly more expensive dolls are just having a tough time here in the UK. I was sad as well to see only one non-on surprise. I've literally only just made up my mind about those and realised that I really like them, and they've gone already. There are no Enchantimals anymore, there are no Equestria girls anymore, they've all gone. So it just felt strange, and I hope that it's just a momentary blip as ranges reboot. And I hope it's not the stores that are struggling. We saw the new Trolls merchandise there that is new in store. First time I've ever seen it, but that's immediately gone to 50% off. Shelves still really full. So I hope it's not the stores struggling. I have to say, the last 2 times I've walked into Smith's, it's felt peculiar and it's had the feel of when Toys R Us stores closed. I hope I'm wrong, but that's what it felt like. But as you saw, there was still loads of lovely things to see. It was a mega expensive trip for me because I'd promised Tilly some blind bag treats for half term. Also, my son was with me. He's going to be 14 next weekend. And that was the reason for the trip, really. The reason for the trip was to take him to the toy store to choose his own PS5 games, which are seriously expensive. One of the games was £60. So having teenagers with birthdays all coming up in the next few months is not cheap. So all the budget went on his birthday presents. Well, I say all the budget, not quite all the budget. you might have seen the basket get a few things put in there. But I said at the start of the video, I felt a bit duped as a doll collector in the UK. Why? Well, the reason why is why I went to that particular store and not the other Smiths that is slightly closer. I went into the slightly further away Smiths because it was the only place that still had any of the Rainbow High dolls that I wanted. I am gutted really, because I have been using the Entertainer and Smith's websites to keep an eye on prices and to check when things are going out of stock. Normally, in the last 2 years since I've been back to doll collecting, the ranges come out full price. After a while they get reduced a little bit, then they get reduced again, and at that point that's when I will look at buying. And they normally stay reduced on the second reduction for a long time before anything starts to go out of stock. So I have been looking every few weeks. Things are still full price, things are still full price. Rainbow High, Shadow High, Monster High, all still full price. The OMG Tweens I've been waiting on, still full price. The other night I thought, this is taking a long time for any reductions, so I clicked open Venus McFlytrap, which is the Monster High doll I've been waiting to at least reduce once, only to find it was out of stock, still listed as full price and completely out of stock. I looked on Amazon UK, out of stock. I looked in Argos, out of stock. I went around all the different online stores here in the UK, completely out of stock. Then I panicked and wondered about all the other dolls that I'd been waiting on, all the OMG Tweens I've been waiting on, all out of stock. All of the Shadow High I've been waiting on, all out of stock. The Rainbow High also all out of stock, apart from two that I've been looking at, Sunny and Jade from the Fantastic Fashions range. There was only 2 stores in the whole of England that still had any dolls in stock. One of the stores was one of the ones by me. So the very next morning, that's when we did our trip, because there were only 3 of her left. I think 2 in another store, only 5 left in the whole of the UK that I could find anywhere online, and she was the one Rainbow High doll from the Fantastic Fashions range that I really wanted. Now, I'd seen this range when they very first came out and absolutely loved it. If I had a bigger doll budget, I actually wanted a few of these. I really wanted Poppy. I loved Sunny as well. I loved Skylar as well. And Jade was my very favourite, with this dark lipstick and this wonderful green hair. And I have no Jade dolls yet at all. So, but I'd been waiting and waiting and waiting for the $34.99 price tag to at least drop once, and there she was, virtually out of stock. So we jumped in the car the next morning, having realised that, and we went and did the birthday shop with the intention of me also seeing if any of those 3 dolls were still left on the shelves, and they were, along with Sunny, as you saw. I was so tempted to get both of them, but budget being what it is in birthday months for the kids, that it was a push really to get this one, but I managed to grab her. But I kind of feel so duped. I mean, I know I'm not duped really, but it's just been so surprising that all of a sudden all the shops seem to be not reducing ranges and everything is selling out and going out of stock. So I've missed Venus McFlytrap, which I was absolutely gutted about. I missed the Ultimate Secrets dolls, which I am gutted about. I have missed some of the Shadow High dolls, which I am gutted about. The one with the pink hair, is it Pinky? I've missed her as well. Absolutely gutted about those dolls. Those are the ones that I was waiting on. So it's been a wake-up call this February that I need to prioritise some of the key dolls that I want if I'm buying new, and to get them sooner rather than later, and then to wait on all the others possibly being reduced. So anyway, I managed to pick up Jade, and I'm really looking forward to unboxing her again in another video. Of course, with my Trolls collection, I couldn't resist a couple of these. I picked up the one with this wonderful yellow hair, and also this one which has its own little toy with it, which I love. These were, I think these were £2.99 each, and I did end up picking up one of the marionette miraculous dolls, the one in the ball gown. I just thought she was lovely. I absolutely loved the box as well. Tilly wasn't particularly that bothered. She prefers the blind bags and the surprise egg tots toys. Anything where she can't see what's in there. I think it's the surprise element that Tilly loves. But I'm sure that we will possibly share this doll, because she's already got some miraculous dolls as well. So that was it, guys. Along with a ton of PS5 games, I managed to pick up Jade, and a doll collecting lesson learnt the hard way, that you can't just sit waiting for prices to be reduced and to trust that the pattern of price reduction is going to play out every single line, because in the last 6 months it hasn't. It's all done a completely different thing to the previous patterns of previous lines. So it's a lesson hard learnt for me, but I'm still super happy to have picked up Jade. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that trip to the shops with me here in England. I think more trips to kind of gauge what's happening is needed. So if you like seeing what's on the shelves, let me know below, and I can add it in at slightly more regularly. And thanks guys so much for watching. Join me again next time in the doll room. Bye.